Hi friends, this is Nagajyoti working as an assistant professor in Department of ECE in St. Peter's Engineering College. So I want to give a brief introduction the course of a digital circuits of second year. So let us start with the first unit of digital circuits. So in case of unit 1, the complete digital circuits deals with different types of number systems and how to convert from one number system to other number system, what is the use of using the number systems, and how to convert one to the other. So before going for the number based conversions, let us know what is the importance of a digital rather than using an analog. So in case of an analog signal, the signal which is varying with respect to time. So in case of an analog signal, it is continuous in time as well as continuous in amplitude. So if we want to store the information present in an analog signal, we need to store the amplitude at each and every instant of time, which requires large amount of space. That is, memory required in order to store analog signal is very large. So we are converting analog signal into a digital signal in which it consists of only two values, either 0 or 1. So the space required in order to store the digital circuits is very less when compared to the analog signal. And coming to the second most important thing, most of the devices will function on digital data rather than analog data. So the processing in digital data is fast when compared towards the analog, as it consists of only two bits, zeros and ones. The storage capacity is also less. And the second most important thing is, in case of analog signal, if the noise is added up on the signal, the complete information is going to be corrupted. But whereas in case of a digital signal, if the noise is added up on the signal, we can retrieve back our original information without being corrupted. So these are the some advantages of using digital circuits rather than using analog circuits. So the first topic is number systems. So in case of a number systems, the number system is represented either by a base or a radix of a number system, which is represented by R. So the total number of digits present in that number system will be ranging from 0 to R minus 1. That is, if we take the value of R is equivalent to 5, that is, the type of a number system is 5. So the total number of digits will be 5, starting from 0 to 4. So these are the basic number systems which is most commonly used. The first type of number system is decimal number system. The name itself indicates deci is 10. So the total number of digits present in the decimal number system are 10, and the numbers are from 0 to 9. Similarly, the second one is binary. By itself indicates 2. So the base of a binary number system is 2, and the numbers are 0 and 1. Octal number system. So the total number of digits in case of octal number system are 8. That is, base is 8 and the numbers are starting from 0 to 7. The last one is hexadecimal number system. Hexa is 6, deci is 10. So the total numbers are 16. So the base of a hexadecimal is 16 and the numbers are 0 to 15. But we are not representing the numbers as 0 to 15. Instead, we'll be representing 0 to 9 as it is, but 10 to 15 numbers are represented as A to F. That is 10 equivalent to A, 11 equivalent to B, 12 equivalent to C, 13 equivalent to D, 14 equivalent to E, 15 equivalent to F. So these are the basic number systems. So let us see how to convert from one number system to other number system. So in order to convert one to the other, just if we able to remember two conversions, we can do any conversion to any conversion. So those two conversions are, the first one is decimal to any other. So here whenever we are saying decimal to other, means the logic over here is divide the given number with the radix of the other number which we require and write down from bottom to top approach. This is valid for only integer part. Similarly, if you want to perform conversion for the fractional part, multiply the given number with the radix of the other number, write down the integer part separately and whatever the fractional part which is left over, again multiply the fractional part with the radix of the other and similarly repeat this process until the output is equivalent to 0, or if you are getting a recursive function, or stop this process after completion of 8 to 9 steps. That is, for integer part we need to perform division operation. For fractional part we need to perform multiplication operation. Both these division as well as multiplication should be of successive. That is, it should be a repeated process until we are getting output is equivalent to 0. So let us see how to convert a decimal number system to a binary. So here decimal to binary. So the base of a decimal is 10 and the base of a binary is 2. So in this number we are having two parts, one is integer and the other one is fractional. So divide the integer. So the take integer part which is equivalent to 58. So as we want the output in the binary form, we need to divide 58 by 2. So the quotient is 29, remainder is 0. Again divide 29 by 2. Quotient is 14, remainder is 1. 14 by 2, 7, 0. 7 by 2, 3, 1. 3 by 2, 1, 1. And we cannot divide 1 divided by 2, so the quotient will be 0. So wherever you are having quotient less than that of the division of that number, start from there. So here we need to write down from bottom to top. So the equivalent of 58 is 111,010. But if we observe here, by mistakenly I have written it as twice, so consider only it as 1. So the 58 equivalent in binary is 111,010. Similarly, the fractional part is 0.25. Multiply 0.25 with 2, so result is 0.5. Write down integer part separately, that is 0. Fractional part is 0.5. Again multiply with 2, which is equivalent to 1. So integer part is 1. Left over with fractional part of 0. 0 multiplied with 2 is equivalent to 0. So here we need to write down from top to bottom. So the equivalent of 0.25 is 0.01. Here also I have written it as twice, but consider it as only once. So the equivalent of 58.25 in binary is 11101.01 base 2. So this is how to convert a decimal number system towards the binary. Similarly, if I ask to convert decimal to hexadecimal, so the number is decimal. So let me take an example of the same thing, 58.25. I need to convert into hexadecimal. So divide this 58 divided by 16. So 16, 3 is 48, remainder is 10. So you cannot further divide 3. So the result is quotient is 3, remainder is 10. But in case of hexadecimal, 10 is replaced with A. So the 58 equivalent in case of hexadecimal is 3A. Similarly, for the integer part, 0.25 into 16. Whatever the number which you are getting, write down that and write down the integer part separately. If you are getting fractional part other than 0, repeat this process. And the corresponding you need to write down from top to bottom. This is the way how to convert decimal to any other number system. Divide the given number for the integer part and write down from bottom to top. Multiply the given number with the radix and write down from top to bottom. Combine the integer and fractional part, and this is how to convert the decimal to other. The next is other to decimal. So other itself indicates either binary to decimal, octal to decimal, or hexadecimal to decimal. So if you want to convert any to decimal, multiply the given number with the radix of the same number, and you need to perform this multiplication from the LSB bit to MSB, that is from left side towards the right side. Left side represents the least significant bit which is having the least value, and right side left side bit represents the MSB. That is, if we take an example of 25, so here 2 is the MSB bit and 5 is the LSB bit with increasing powers. So we need to start from the LSB with power 0, and you need to increase the powers 1, 2, 3 till MSB bits. So let me take an example, binary to decimal. So here the given number is binary 1101.11. So the base of the binary is 2. So you need to multiply the given number with the base 2. So here start from the LSB bit. So the LSB bit is nothing but 1. So 1 into 2 power 0 plus 0 into 2 power 1 plus 1 into 2 square plus 1 into 2 cube. This is for integer part. As it is having fractional part, multiply MSB. For the fractional part, start with MSB, and for the integer part, start from LSB. So here 1 into 2 power minus 1 plus 1 into 2 power minus 2, or in simple we can say that here point represents, it is a reference of 0. So for 0, left side will be having positive values, for the right side will be having negative values. So from 0, for the left side multiply with 2 power 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. For the right side multiply with minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. As it is binary, I am multiplying with 2. So 1 into 2 cube is 8, 1 into 2 square is 4, 0 into 2 power 1 is 0, 1 into 2 power 0 is 1, plus 1 into 2 power minus 1 is 0.5, 1 into 2 power minus 2 is 0.25. Add those all these things, that will be is equivalent of binary to decimal. So here the equivalent of this binary to decimal is 13.75. Here also by mistakenly it has been written it as twice, but consider it as only once. That is equivalent of 1101.11 is equivalent to 13.75. Binary to octal. So here in case of a binary to octal, the given number is binary and we need to convert into octal. So the process which we have seen previously, it is having one side decimal, but in this case we don't have any decimal in both of the sides. So we can perform this binary to octal in two ways. The first one is convert the binary to decimal. Whatever the decimal which we are getting, convert the decimal to octal. That is, whatever the number which we are having, the default thing we need to convert into decimal. Binary to decimal is multiply with 2 powers 0, 1, 2, 3 for integer, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 for fractional. So that you will be getting a decimal number. Again, divide the decimal number, integer part with 8, fractional part into 8, and we need to do the process. The second method is, in order to going for all these steps, we can go for the other more thing in such a way that observe the given number. Here let us take first for integer part. So the integer part is 101110. Octal is having 8 digits, binary is having 2. So here we can write 8 in powers of 2 as 3. So group the bits into 3 3. For integer part, start from LSB to MSB. From fractional part, start from MSB to LSB. So first let us do for integer part. So first group is 110. I am starting from LSB. The last 3 digits of an integer 110. Similarly, next group is 101. So 110 equivalent in binary, that is 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 4 plus 2, which is equivalent to 6. And the second group is 101, equivalent is 5. So here the equivalent of the integer part is 56. We should not read the octal number as 56, we need to read as 56. And fractional part is start from after point, that is 011. 011 equivalent is 3. 2 power. Next is only left over with 2 bits, append other more 0. So 010, which is equivalent to 2. So fractional part is 0.32. So the total octal equivalent is 56.32. Binary to hexa. So divide this given number with 4 equivalents. That is, start from integer part from LSB. 1110. 1110 equivalent is E. 1110 is nothing but 14. So 14 is E. Left over with only 2 bits, that is 10, append 2 more zeros. 0010 is equivalent to 2. So 2E. Similarly 4 bits, 0.0110, which is equivalent to 6. Append 3 zeros after 1. So 8. So here the equivalent is 2E.68. Octal to binary. So again there are two ways. The first one is convert octal to decimal, decimal to binary. Or the other thing is you can directly write down the equivalent in 3 bits. This is how to convert from one number system to other number system. The only thing is No need to remember all the steps of conversion. Instead, just remember two things: how to convert decimal to any to decimal, so that it you can do any conversion from one towards the other. And the next is binary number representation. So the binary numbers can be represented in two different ways. That is, the representation of binary may be either signed binary number or unsigned binary number. So the name itself indicates signed binary number is it is having sign. That is, the sign may be either a positive or a negative. But whereas in case of unsigned binary numbers, we won't have sign, that is only positive numbers. So in case of a signed binary numbers, that is, the given number may be either a positive number or a negative number. So the signed binary numbers are represented in three different ways. One is sign magnitude, second is 1's complement, and the third one is 2's complement. In case of unsigned, we are dealing with only the magnitude of the number but not on the sign of the number. So here this is how to represent a sign numbers in three different ways. So here let me take an example of both the numbers, positive as well as negative numbers. So here the maximum value of the decimal is 7. So I am representing the 7 equivalent in binary is 111. So as it is positive 7, it is plus 7. Here the MSB bit represents sign. So for positive values, the sign is 0. For negative values, the sign is 1. So if you able, in the first case, that is 0. 0 is equivalent is 000, and as it is positive, all the MSB bits for the first 0 to 7 are zeros because it is a positive number. So the MSB bit represents the sign and the remaining bits represents the magnitude. Similarly, 1's complement and 2's complement. In case if the number is of positive value, we need to write down any 1's and 2's complement. So whatever the sign magnitude is there, that is same for 1's as well as 2's complement for positive numbers, because the positive numbers are represented by only one way. But if we take an example of a negative numbers. So in case of a negative number, let us start with minus 0. Actually, we don't have in general a minus 0, but in order to understand this concept, I am representing this. So here minus represents the MSB bit should be equivalent to 1 and 0 equivalent is 000. So similarly, minus 3, as it is minus, MSB bit is 1 and 3 equivalent is 011. This is how to represent a sign magnitude. In case of a sign magnitude, MSB bit always represents a sign and all the remaining bits represents the magnitude of that number. So if the given number is having negative value, these negative value can be represented in three different ways, that is sign magnitude, 1's and 2's. Sign magnitude is MSB is 1, remaining are the magnitudes. Coming to the 1's complement, you need to write down the sign bit as it is. So let me take an example of minus 0. So in case of minus 0, the sign magnitude is 1,000,000. If I want to write down 1's complement of minus 0, take the sign magnitude of minus 0 and you should write the sign bit as it is, that is 1. But the remaining magnitude bits we need to perform 1's complement. What is meant by 1's complement is replacing zeros with 1's and 1's with zeros is called as 1's complement. So in case of sign magnitude, it is 1,000,000. 1 is sign bit, I am writing 1 as it is. Remaining magnitude bits are 000. So all these three zeros should be 1's complement, means instead of 0 just replace with 1. So the 1's complement of minus 0 is double 1 double 1. Similarly, let me take minus 6. Minus 6 its signs magnitude is triple 10. It 1's complement, write down first sign bit as it is, which is equivalent to 1. Next, perform 1's complement. We need to perform 1's complement only for magnitude. So 1 1 0, replace 0 with 1 and 1 with 0, that is double 0 1. So 1's complement of minus 6 is 1 double 0 1. Similarly, the next form is 2's complement. 2's complement is 1's complement plus 1. So here after performing 1's complement, add plus 1, and we need to perform this plus 1 addition also in terms of only the binary. So here 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is, sum is 0, carry is 1, because 1 plus 1 in decimal is 2. If you convert 2 in terms of binary, you will be getting equivalent of 1 0. So sum is 0 and carry is 1. So if we take an example of minus 0 in 2's complement, first we have written sign magnitude, then perform 1's complement, 1's complement plus 1. So here plus 1, add plus 1 to the LSB. So 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. Carry is propagated. Again 1 plus 1 0 with carry 1. Again 1 plus 1 0 with carry 1. 1 plus 1 0 with carry 1. So whenever you are getting a carry 2's complement, you need to neglect that carry. So here the equivalent is all zeros. Similarly, let's see with minus 2. Minus 2 in sign magnitude is 1 0 1 0. 1's complement is 1 1 0 1. 2's complement is plus 1. 1 plus 1 0 with the carry 1. So 0 plus 1 1. So equivalent is triple 10. So this is how to represent any number in the three different ways. But if we observe this, in general we are having a value of 0 of only 0. It is not a plus 0 and minus 0. So if you compare all these, in case of 0, that is whether it may be a plus 0 or minus 0, the value of plus 0 and minus 0 is equivalent only in 2's complement. That is 2's complement of plus 0 is all zeros, 2's complement of minus 0 is also all zeros. So here, as both are equal, if we compare 1's complement with the 2's complement, 2's complement is more preferable than 1's complement, because in case of 2's complement we are having a 0 value which is of same whether it may be a plus 0 or minus 0. So 2's complement is mostly preferred than 1's complement. The reason is because of this reason. So this is how to represent a number system in three different